And hello, everybody. This is Season 10 semifinals. Captain Gouda running Espicat against 1 seed ACC on running Sultai Dredge. Both players have kept the doing mulligans now. And once we get those mulligans resolved, we will get this game running. ACC will be going down to 6.
Okay. All right, so looks to me like that's a great hand from Dredge, and looks kind of like that hand will get him places just because you can use it to crack on turn 2, turn 3. Reflector Mage on, I don't know, Gurmag Angler is pretty good, or and then Felidar Guardian to do it again. So he's got the tempo going for him that he needs, but he still needs to lock up the game.
Yeah. As far as Dredge, they do have turn to out of the back, so they can mill a whole bunch.
This is what their deck does. Dredge mills almost their entire deck. This isn't as bad as modern Dredge. They can't go through as quickly, but they get out of it generally. So yeah, I think this has to be a turn to gather the pack because you can't guarantee a hit off of grapple.
For sure.
So for the pack, second one. Really going to be digging hard for. He probably wants Stitcher Supplier is his best hit because it's cheap. Because Stitcher Supplier, if he hits a land, he can then Supplier with the.
He did not, but he hit a Gurmag Angler and a Driven Despair.
Not Gurmag Angler.
No, I mean Prize Amalgam.
The Haunted Dead and Driven to Despair in the graveyard is really good because he now has 2 amalgams in his hand that he can next turn pitch to Haunted Dead if he wants, and then he'll have 9 power in play. Turn 3. Bad.
Yeah. The good news is Captain Gouda also has a way to push one of the creatures if he chooses to. But instead he's gonna sacrifice the clue to draw a card.
Yeah, he doesn't need to hold up Fatal Push. Fatal Push is really crappy in this matchup. The only thing it does is stall for a turn. It's like a fog for one creature. Not very useful. I think that, as you know, because I'm seeing stuff from MRJ, I do think that playing Cat is a perfectly reasonable choice right now. Yeah, maybe the meta was a bit unprepared for it because they're not playing any harder sideboard hate, but the deck, in my opinion, the deck's doing really well, especially with Teferi in the mix, both to protect from draws cards, to dig for the combo, and it protects the combo. In my opinion, that's really what made the deck work when it hasn't before. You can use it to bounce around Oath of Kaya's for extra value. It loops with your Felidar Guardian, 4 mana draw a card. It's got a lot of good stuff going for it, in my opinion. If you're looking here, you can definitely see that ACC is just waiting for the end step Haunted Dead double pitch Amalgam. So you'll have 9 power in at the end step, which is really pretty good. Weird to me that there's a like dropping in the Reflector Mage seems weird to me. Because it's not actually bouncing anything, but I suppose you still kind of need it. You're still going to be able to drop the Feldar Guardian to reuse it the next turn and the turn after. So he's really just looking to buy time and dig for the rest of the combo because he can't. No, he's going. Oh gosh, he's got the Driven to Despair in the graveyard. He's going to have 4 bodies in play, all with Menace. You're about to see Captain Guta's hand go to 3 cards. Sorry, drop. Yeah, go down to 2 cards. He's going to be discarding 4.
So what would Cap Guda keep? He'd keep at least one Felidar Guardian.
Keeps both Felidar Guardians. Fatal Push is just so bad in this matchup. And the Felidar Guardian blocks Prized Amalgam excellently.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure the play here is just start slamming them, blinking the Reflector Mages, but his hand is crap and he's really looking to draw.
Something.
He needs the Healy.
Yeah, for sure. So
Declaration in Stone is good, but
as usual, the side Declaration Stone is you generate clues for your opponent, typically about 2 in most cases, I would say.
Yeah. Also, I think it's interesting to me that also Mr. J is still saying nobody plays Ascendancy. This season it was the second most played deck. It also did horribly because I think these lists were built incorrectly. But Jeskai Ascendancy is still a deck in here.
For sure. As you see, Captain Gouda drop down to cards and a ton of damage. I mean, if this...
Oh, he kept the land. That makes sense, right? He has to keep the land.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's just dead next turn.
I still think that
I still think there are plenty of good players of Dredge. I mean, not Dredge. Ascendancy. To me, the real issue is that plays it well is that it's not prepared for Teferi. The reason it lost so much, at least to me and my team, was that it kept losing to somebody going Teferi, next turn hold up Languish, and they can't win the game. Because if they try and combo, they get Armageddon, which is kind of hard to beat.
For sure.
Bet you he's just bouncing the Price Amalgam here.
He decides to bounce the
Haunted Dead. I mean, I suppose that works.
But he just discards it to its...
No, he doesn't have anything else in his graveyard to discard it to, so that's fine. It's just, I don't know, I think that's a bit unexciting.
Had he bounced a Prize Amalgam, he would have kept...
Yeah, if he bounced a Prized Amalgam, if he bounces Prized Amalgam, then it means he can get it back with Haunted Dead, because if he'll attack with Haunted Dead, and if he blocks it with Reflector Mage, then it's just... if he blocks it with Reflector Mage, he can reactivate it and discard that bounced Amalgam.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can definitely safely block 6 of this incoming damage. It's just
how can you...
you want to block that supply or not.
Yeah. I really am questioning how you Jay, how you're saying Ascendancy can filter their deck to answer Languish. How can Ascendancy beat Teferi plus Languish? Because every game I saw, it couldn't beat that. You can't counter Languish. You can't combo through Languish with a Teferi in play because you can't respond. Like, that matchup felt almost unlosable. My team... You can dig through your deck, but the current lists were not running answers to Teferi. And as a result, they lost. The deck needs more answers to Teferi.
Yeah.
Playing Fry, I'm okay with it. Like my opponent played 2 Fries, but you also have to worry about Teferi getting to 6.
So this is a grapple, hitting a Prize Amalgam and a Creeping Chill.
Oh, he's looking to get back Gurmag Angler. That's why he's casting Grapple instead of Gather. Because he has the one Gurmag Angler in his graveyard.
And I'm assuming he can definitely, he can definitely bring it back. He has
Plenty in his graveyard.
graveyard.
Have another Haunted Dead in his graveyard too now, so next turn he can.
Or he can do it.
Yep, he's getting back to land because he hit 2 more amalgams, so he can just he hit 2 amalgams. There's amalgam in his hand, 1 in his graveyard, so he can cast. Whoa, okay, he's just doing all the things I'm not expecting. I probably would have activated the Haunted Dead in my graveyard here to bring back prized amalgam, both prized amalgams, and discard another Haunted Dead.
Yeah,
that would have been my play.
I definitely would have thought that doing the Haunted Deadline by bringing 1 back. Does he have 1 in graveyard? Yeah, he does. Discarding it, discarding prized amalgam, getting back 9 power for 2 mana.
Yep. And either way, it looks like he wins the game. He just hit another Creeping Chill, so.
And 2 Narcomoebas.
Yeah, so unless he has this turn to combo off.
So he has to hit exactly Saheeli. Or anything else he can hit? I don't think there's anything else that he can hit other than Saheeli. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. I mean, he can hit Oath of Kaya, kill an Angler, gain 3, go to 5.
But even then, he's
still dead.
He's not dead yet. He'll be going to 1. But yeah, he's really looking to just top deck Saheeli here and win the game.
Despair did work.
Yeah, Despair knocked out his hand. Discarding 4 cards for 2 mana is okay, I think.
Yeah, just okay. Even if they were just 3 lands plus a push, you got the push off hand.
In this case, it was 2 lands, a push, and a Guardian.
Yeah.
But we have exactly 1 turn here. Let's see if he fetches during upkeep with Delta. Yep, he is. Because what you said was also perfectly reasonable, where you said, well, he can get to survive another turn, but that's not what he's going for. He's saying, I want exactly Saheeli. Let's see it.
It's a declaration in stone.
Yeah, that's not cutting it. He's at 1. He can't. He's dead.
Yeah.
Right. G2 incoming.
Yep.
Did not find Saheeli that game. Dredge up a game, second game 1. Well, second pre-board game coming in.
Oh yeah, it's a best of 5.
Never quite know.
So this is a best of 5, first to 3 wins, and ACC is up a game.
Still pre-board. Hopefully, I'm personally hoping that Esper Cat wins this match, but an ugly hand. That's going to be a multi-5 from Capped.
Yeah. No, is he keeping it? Or was that his multi-5? Because even this ugly hand.
Well, gosh. Yeah, I don't see Capped winning this.
It's really tough. I mean, if he hits land, if he hits 3 lands plus, he needs to hit a second land to do anything.
Waiting for ACC to reveal his hand. There we go.
Yeah. It doesn't do much right now, but a turn 1 supply is always great.
Yeah, anything that starts with supplier is probably fine. It's got plenty of mana. It does have a dead Creeping Chill in hand, but I've still seen Lightning Helix Creeping Chill win the game.
Yeah.
At the very least, it discards to a Haunted Dead. This hand is definitely going to be pretty hinging pretty hard on hitting mill spells
And
or gas
drawing
off of
or drawing
spells.
gas.
Yeah, needs mill spells, or this has got to be one heck of a Stitcher supplier.
Yeah.
ACC would take turn one supplier, 2 amalgams, and an Archimedes. I think he'd be okay with that.
Yeah, just a little. Or even a
Whoa, there we go. That hand did look sketchy, so I'm not sad to see it go. Raw isn't great, but considering Cap's hand, he's in a fine spot. I would
yeah.
keep this. Snap, keep this. Drop land to the bottom. Grapple can get a third land if you need it.
He's going to 5, so
Oh, but that was a mold of 5. Ew. Okay, so at least they're both on
it's
a bad situation.
I still think I like the other hand a little bit more. I mean, at least
this hand still has
stuff.
plenty of upside. The issue with Stitcher Supply is that it couldn't get another milling creature, whereas Grapple of the Past, if he hits a Stitcher Supplier, once again, it's a mill 6, not just a mill 3. I'm okay with this hand, and I could see it being better. At the very least, he's got a 3/3 for 3 coming up the turn after, but chances are you can do better than that.
Sure.
Most unexciting turn 1 from Capt Gouda. Hanging over to ACC.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, that's his only turn 1 play.
Yeah, and considering his hand, that might be... Considering his hand, that might be his only play.
Yeah. Had that been duress, it would duress take grapple.
Oh, he drew it. He got a land. He has no red
land
mana, but he's got blue-white.
to crack the clue.
Which will help him get the third land. Why is he doing this on his main phase? He should be doing this end step. It doesn't really make a difference, but it's still correct.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what do you expect to hit? No, not much. I mean, if he hits a black source now, he can Kaya face if he really wants to. But probably Reflected Mage just wants to do. Just being able to bounce something back to the hand and
I am
slow
our
them
steal.
down.
This is our steal. This other dude here is Sir Epicness.
Yes, hello.
About a you have quite the username. Let's just leave it at that.
Me, I have quite the username. Thank you.
Very humble.
Yes, humble indeed.
Just picked mine off of a book character.
He drew the third land and the black source.
So he's not looking bad. There's nothing impressive coming out of ACC right now, but that'll all be changing this coming turn because he's got the grapple. He's got plenty of lands too, so it's not like he needs to worry about that.
Yeah. Just
So hopefully for ACC, he's going to hit something good. That Declaration Endstone is going to buy a lot of time.
Sure. I mean, yes, ACC will get the clues, but I think at this point, buying time is going to help you so you can find combos and your fourth land.
Yeah, this he's really digging for a fourth land, specifically a red fourth land with a Felidar Guardian to win the game.
So we hit land, Driven Despair, and a Haunted Dead.
That's a great pickup because of the prized amalgam. Definitely gives him a great next turn. He can pitch.
Yeah.
And it sets him up into a low. It's already a low economy game because they're both on moles to 5. So attacking with Driven to Despair and a few creatures will be great. He can pull this off on the next end step, so he can't Reflector Mage's creatures or Declaration in Stone. So he'll get a good attack in for.
I have the amount.
Although we'll see here if he's going for Grapple or end step Haunted Dead.
I would say maybe Haunted Dead to speed up the clock because you're playing against a combo deck. It is a fourth land, but not a red source, if I'm missed.
Yeah, that's Godless Shrine. He's definitely going for end step Haunted Dead here, because if he doesn't, he would have main phased Grapple, basically. Grapple would have been main phase and hope to hit Stitcher's Supplier.
Yeah, I can see that.
He would have been more efficiently using his mana, so he's going for a slightly different line. Line though, because he's going to have exactly one blocker at most. So the end step, Dead drop 3 bodies into play that he can't block. Swing, perhaps only card in hand is going to be, well, any one of those.
Saheeli or
I think, or deck.
Yeah. I don't see Oath of Kaya.
Oath of Kaya is not going to work here.
No. But I could see why keeping Oath of Kaya. I definitely agree with you. Saheeli is definitely your best card that you combo.
Well, you're trying to combo off, but the thing is, if you keep Saheeli, you can't cast it, so you're still looking for a red source and a Felidar Guardian, which is a lot to ask for.
I mean, then at that point, you're looking at either Deck and Stone or Reflector Mage.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'd take, but I think I would be taking
Deck and Stone. I would take Deck and Stone between the two. It's really something permanently.
Yeah, although it does go a clue. It's fine.
It's only one.
Oh, they just pointed out. Yeah, sorry. I missed that. You have to Haunted Dead on the end of second main, so he actually does have the chance to Reflector Mage if he wants. He can hit Haunted Dead with it and have the second blocker up. Do it. Guy Capt must have missed that line.
It's weird timing rule, so maybe.
Yeah, it looks like he just missed it. And Malcolm comes in on end step, so he already has to have returned the Haunted Dead. So he really made a mistake there. If he dropped the Reflector Mage bounce, probably the token. Yeah, probably the token. You can double block like a Malcolm and leave them with a Haunted Dead in play. Discard 1 card.
Yeah.
Oath of Gaia.
What were we saying? Bouncing Haunted Dead, right? No, bounce the spirit, then you can profitably block Haunted Dead and deck.
You don't want to block Haunted Dead because then they can bring it back from the graveyard. So I would be looking to block Prized Amalgam and just try and keep cards from coming back from the graveyard. But yeah, here's the Despair. Swing in, make him discard a 1 card in hand. Let's see what he keeps.
Yeah.
And missing that line with Reflector Mage is game over. Like that was really bad for him.
Yeah, and this is 6 points of damage, dropping Captain Gouda to 11.
Yeah, the life total isn't really what matters. Yep, he discarded the Saheeli, kept Deck and Stone. Yeah, missing that line could just cost him the game.
Because you may discard 1 card after all that.
He discarded 3 cards for 2 mana.
Yeah, it's great. But missing the line.
Missing the line cost him the game. Like, if he had a chance to win this game, it involved having the Reflector Mage in play that turn.
Yeah, sure. Then you just pass here.
Like, if he gets lucky, okay, yeah, he did not get lucky. He could have won this. He would have needed to basically rip red source into Saheeli. But yeah, he's dressing, so now basically Captain knows how dead he is.
Yeah, but he's going to grapple first, if I'm not mistaken. so the rest can't take it.
Yeah. Dress is gonna whiff. We'll see how good this hit is.
But either way, Captain Good is just so far behind to back up
Yeah.
at this point.
I don't think he can really reasonably win this. He's not more driven to despair, so he still can't block.
Yeah. And that's another 6 points of damage. Discard your hand.
I think and like he's got a Haunted Dead hard cast coming in next turn. In such a rough spot. I would be really surprised if Capt managed to win this game somehow. If we do see a lot of Dredge coming back, I could see some Settle the Wreckages coming back into play.
For sure.
But right now, especially with how the current Ascendancy lists are set up, I think you're still supposed to play Languish. Because Ascendancy can counter a Settle the Wreckage, but they can't they can counter a Settle the Wreckage. Admittedly, not unless you have Teferi. Not if you have Teferi, so it's a wash. I could see either way. But if Dredge is getting big, Settle the Wreckage is where you want to be. Settle the Wreckage with Gearhulk against Brutal, because you have a 5/6 that eats their Gurmag Angler, and you just exiled their team.
Now, if Captain Gouda were to come back and win this, what would he have to do?
He's going to need to draw Red Source into Saheeli.
Red Source into Saheeli into Felidar Guardian is what we're
talking. Yeah, because he pitched Guardian. I think he needs triple runner. His best out is triple runners. Because right now I don't even think triple runners does it. He'll just lose to the clock. Right? Because he's taking 4 next turn and lethal. Yeah, he's on a 2-turn clock, and so he has 2 draws to get 3 cards in his hand.
Oh, that's
not a bad draw. Buys time.
Yeah, you bounce the untapped spirit.
No, you. Yeah, probably spirit. Nope. Deckenstone would be a good one there because he has 2 Haunted Deads in play, but
like drawing Deckenstone will keep him in the game.
But the thing is, you're still looking to try. He doesn't have the card advantage here. He's trying to draw out of this as fast as possible and win the game. He just can't fair game it. Facing a guy with 4 cards in hand.
Yeah. And you're already on the backswing with creatures.
And if he blocks Haunted, you get to use it to pitch that extra land in the Prized Amalgam and get them both back.
Yeah, but at this point, without knowing what's in hand, I think at this point you have to block just to preserve your own life.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a forced block, but Cap's dead.
At the end of turn, you can crack a clue and discard.
It's a red source. He can survive long enough to win the game. Because if he hits the Healy next turn, he can make a new Reflector Mage.
And then bounce.
Then if he bounce it doesn't really matter, just something to try and stay alive. He'll be dead. I think he just dies to the spirits.
Yeah. He makes 3 he attacks with 3 spirits, and then you block the Haunted Dead and the Prize Amalgam. You take 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he's going all out. Yeah. He's just dead. There's 4 flying power in play. A bunch of creatures. Haunted Dead.
You still have 2 turns. You have this turn, and then you're dead the following turn. This line gets around Saheeli bounce Reflector Mage.
Saheeli bounce Reflector, copy Reflector Mage. Yeah, as also Mr. Jace pointed out, still dies. Saheeli dies to one of the spirits. Yeah, he just scoops it up. I'm feeling this is going to be a solid 3-0 sweep for ACC.
Great. But let's see. Let's take a look at the sideboards. ACC has 2 Duress, 2 Spell Pierce, 2 Disdain for Stroke, 2 Noxious Grasp, 4 Return to Nature, 1 Ultimate Price, and 2 Murderous Cut available in the sideboard. And Captain Gouda has 3 Duress, 1 Cast Down, 2 Declarations and Stones, 2 Ashiok Dream Renderers, 1 Kaya, 3 Unmoored Egos, 1 Kalidas, and 2 Feet. So what comes in?
For ACC, I played against him. He's bringing in Spell Pierce, Duress, Spell Pierce, Noxious Grasp, and then I'm guessing he brought in Ultimate Price and Murderous Cut. I don't recall exactly. We played round 5.
So ACC is cutting 4 Grapples, 4 Creeping Chills, and 3 Anglers for 2 Duress, 2 Spell Pierce, 2 Noxious Grasps, 2 Disdainful Strokes, 2 Murderous Cuts, and 1 Ultimate Price.
Okay. Yep.
So he's bringing in everything but Return to Nature.
Return to Nature is...
Creeping Grapple. Sorry.
He's going to bring in Return to Nature because there's no enchantment-based hate. So here you're looking... From Capped, you're looking at bringing in Kaya and Ashiok with probably Deck and Stone.
And Deck and Stone, and maybe a Unmoored Ego.
You don't forget Kalidas. Kalidas is going to be great here. But if there are more Kalidases, I'd be tempted to bring in Fumigate, but there aren't. So I'm pretty sure that in a worse spot post board, just because he's going to have a tough time fighting through the Duresses, Spell Pierces, and counter spells, Planeswalker removal. You can't just rely on a fast combo because he's going to have 5 removal spells and a handful of counter spells and discard spells for it. I don't think Capt is going to win this game.
Yeah, but Capt is keeping this hand with 4 lands and Oath of Kaya, Kalidas, and half the combo.
I would snap that hand. I would snap that hand. At the very least, Oath of Kaya can buy time.
And then Kalidas is like just a blocker you can't deal with.
Well, he can kill it, but if you land the Kalidas and start killing his creatures, they never come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would snap keep 4 lands plus Kalidas. So the rest of his hand is... You could argue that it doesn't matter too much whether or not he has Oath of Kaya and Feldark Guardian. I would just keep that anyways.
Yeah. ACC can still have a nut hand with getting a turn to go Mega Angler.
Right. I just got this. He's cutting the pushes and an Oath of Kaya for 2 Ashiok, 2 Declaration and Stone, and the Kalidas.
So you brought in 5 cards.
Yep. I'm not... Yeah, I'm... but why didn't he bring in Kaya? I think he just forgot. Like, +1 Kaya, exile 2 cards, that's what you want in this matchup.
Yeah, or even get rid of Spear, or...
A -1 hit Stitcher Supplier is a line, but it's not something that's going to come up very often. Very surprised at no Kaya. I probably would have cut another Oath of Kaya. Though you might have been able to tempt me into cutting a Teferi, the big Teferi.
Yeah. Cutting Teferi seems like a good idea in this matchup because you're just trying to just survive long enough to go off or just control the game enough.
So, looking at ACC's hand,
it's a turn 1 Duress, which against this hand hits Oath of Kaya, which can be decent.
Yeah, Oath of Kaya isn't very good, so it's fine for that to hit. The real trick is that he sees the Kalidas, so he can try and play around it if he wants to.
Yeah.
I don't think... Yeah, turn 2...
You get Seder Wayfinder, or you get...
I think you play Gather the Pack And then turn 3, I don't know. I do not know.
He's definitely going to lead on turn 1 land, whether
Yeah.
he's fetching and shocking himself or just playing the swamp.
Right, now that we see the extra land, I'm definitely leading on Gather the Pack over Satyr Wayfinder. Because the only reason to play Satyr Wayfinder instead, in my opinion, was because he wanted a land.
For sure. You definitely take Oath of Gaia.
Yeah, this is only option.
Yeah.
And step fetch. Matchup definitely seems pretty rough for Saheeli.
Yeah, this is
considering my experience with the matchup and with what's going on right here, this has not looked good for Saheeli at all.
Yeah, this is this looks like to be a turn 3 Gurmag Angler. No real answer for it.
Definitely if the turn 3 Gurmag. There's nothing else to it. Not look. Yeah, Cletus is great, but you gotta be able to kill the Gurmag Angler, and if you count all the cards in Cap's deck, the only things that do that
His Decoration Stone is one of his few outs.
Yep, and he has 1 cast down that he didn't bring in. He brought in Cletus, but that's mostly just a blocker because he cited out the removal. Like, he's got 3 Oath of Kaya. 1's already down. I'm not expecting to lead on... I'm surprised he led on Satyr Wayfinder. See if on the top deck Saheeli here can just win the game, so if he goes Saheeli plus, game's over. Unless he has to draw a removal spell in 1 turn. And if I'm capped, I'm snapping off that option. I would 100% go for the combo as fast as I could.
But he hits another land.
Yep.
Yeah, Gather the Pack also doesn't allow you to do a cheap Gurmag one.
Well, Gather the Pack puts 4 in the graveyard. So he would still have been able to pull that off, right?
Oh yeah, it's 4 because you get to return a creature.
If you get 1 from the top 5 into your hand. Let's see how good this Gather is. He might get, if he's really lucky, he basically might win the game on the spot. Coming down is going to be really good. But it's not better than Gurmag Angler.
So we get Haunted Dead, a land,
Amoeba. He milled a removal spell. Double Haunted Dead is nice, especially with the Prized Amalgam in hand.
And I don't think there's a way to get back that Gurmag Angler this turn that's in hand, if I'm not mistaken.
This turn, but he has this turn he can play Gurmag Angler anyways.
Takes Dead into hand, he gets Amoeba for free, and the other Haunted Dead goes to graveyard.
Huh. I would not have taken Haunted Dead here. I would have left it in the graveyard. Well, he gets to play his turn 4 Kalitas, and we'll see if ACC manages to draw a removal for it.
But pitching cards to these, but pitching cards to Haunted Dead will get around Kalitas.
I mean, yeah, but once he blocks with Haunted Dead's gone, so...
Yeah. I mean, Captain Good still has a couple of more turns after this at where we're currently going, because next turn he can untap. Next turn he untaps, plays a 4th land, and then passes that, and then at the end of the second main you can discard Dead, and then bring back Dead, and then discard Amalgam to bring back the second Dead to get 9 power into play additional, so that'll be 11 power.
For that line, that's valid.
And then this turn you can just
It keeps up your card count in hand.
But this is a Amalgam.
That's duress. He left in the duress. He just drops Cletus here and says go. Attack with.
Now attacking, you can only attack with Gurmag Angler now.
And he can erase that with Cletus.
What did you say?
He can try and race with Cletus.
Yeah, you can definitely race.
Dress kind of stops removal. Thing is, like, I think Dress is fine in the matchup just because it hits a lot of mill spells, and that's what you're looking to hit. So you're trying to slow that down. You're hitting Gather the Pack. That's a pretty good hit. It can sometimes matter because I mean, drawing a bunch of cards is nice. Doesn't matter what deck you're playing. Ensnaring Bridge deck.
Yeah.
Bridge is not legal in this format. Okay, that was
pretty good.
You
bring back Wayfinder and Citrus Supplier, Mill.
No, so what he can do here is he can play another land, shock it, and play. He has a Haunted Dead in his graveyard. Use Haunted Dead, pitch, and maybe the other Haunted Dead, maybe a land, and he'll bring back 2 Amalgams with the Haunted Dead, 9 power. I'm curious if he's going to attack with Gurmag Angler here, because he obviously can't block Gurmag Angler, but swinging for 3 lifelink with Cletus isn't bad. He's going for swing 6. Oh, this goes. Felidar Guardian doesn't do much. Oh, he's got the combo. Right now. Right now.
Yep.
Here's their check for removal. Says you don't have any. He can't drop Saheeli here. Oh, yeah, he can't drop Saheeli here.
Yeah, you just drop Felidar Guardian.
Yeah, he can still. Yep, he still has a land drop.
Swing for, and then you play Felidar Guardian, and then you pass the turn.
And ACC doesn't know about Saheeli, so he might win this. 2-8. He's going to end up milling a Driven to Despair next turn, and Capscute will lose his entire hand.
Yeah, that could happen.
Like, if he hits Driven to Despair, it's game over still.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of good cards to hit.
Yeah. But you do have 2 solid blockers, though. Currently, if Driven to Despair doesn't come up.
But you're still looking. You still need hit. You still need to hit your removal or Driven to Despair. So there's a chance for Capped to win this game. So there isn't already a Driven to Despair in the graveyard.
There is not a Driven to Despair in the graveyard at the moment.
That's good. Right?
In the graveyard, we have a Supplier, 2 Gather the Packs, a Murderous Cut, a Duress, and a land.
All right, let's see mill 4. Let's see what he hits. If it's not driven to despair, it's game over. And that looks like a whiff. Right?
He only milled the top two, which was an angler
Angler and
and
duress.
a duress.
So it looks like game over.
And then he hit Spell Pierce and Stitcher Supplier.
Yeah, that's not good enough. Like, he's at 13 life, facing down Kalidas.
If he swings out, it's 5, 6, 7,
Also,
8, 9, 10. It's 16 damage total.
He has
You block-
2 blockers.
Yeah, with 2 blockers, you block a prized amalgam. You
Both
block
amalgams. You're gaining 3 life. You kill an amalgam. Like, he should not be attacking with everything here. He should have done, though, is when he played Felidar Guardian, he didn't blink his Drowned Catacombs, so he should technically have a mana up here. Not that it's going to make a
Why
difference.
should you have done that? Because he instead
He
blinked
reset. Okay, that makes sense. He reset
Kalidas.
which is great. Oh, that's good. Okay, I didn't notice.
So right now, ACC can only attack 6
7
without blocking for 7.
Yeah.
Unless he decides to swing out.
If he swings out, he's adding in an additional 1 damage.
And at that point, I don't think you will want that.
Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. He's going to get a zombie.
Additional blocker, you lose at least one of your creatures because you can also Felidar block a Wayfinder 2 zombies.
Kalidas going on Gurmag Angler. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't just take it, honestly, but...
I mean, you aren't dying, and there's no real pump effects in the deck.
And there are 2 Saheelis now. If he had the Healy here, he can just combo twice. If he's got another... Does he have another red source in his deck? Okay, so he cannot combo twice here, but doesn't make a difference. That's Cat.
Yep. That is game 3.
All right, I was expecting a sweep, so it's nice to see Saheeli picking up a game.
Yeah. I was talking to ACC earlier, and he was talking about this as a support match for Reds, because they can just do that on 4. And there's not much you can do.
Chances of comboing off on turn 4 are like 25%, assuming there's no interaction. Maybe a little over.
And there may be one piece of interaction from ACC.
And yeah, 25% chance to combo on turn 4. Because you're like 55% to hit either half of the combo, and for you to have both, assuming you're playing 4 of each, like Capped is, it's not a great chance of that happening, but if it does happen, yeah, you just win games. We'll see, though. Cap's got to pull this off 2 more times.
Yeah. It's actually about more like if you said having one of those cards in your hand is a 55% chance, correct?
Yeah, either one is like 55% by turn 4.
Yeah.
It's like 55% turn 4. I think that's on the draw. 55% turn 4 on the draw. You not accounting for mulligans.
So this hand has Ashiok and Narset.
You keep this. A draw, so Ashiok is a lot worse, but it's still really good. The deck plays a lot of fetches.
It still shuts down Graveyard.
On the Graveyard, and it shuts off fetches, which is surprisingly
and an unkeepable hand from ACC as well.
So he's on a mull to 6, but that doesn't matter too terribly much because of how Dredge just plays.
Yeah. I don't like either hand. I would especially when ACC goes to 6. I don't know. Would you be tempted to go down to 6 if ACC goes down to 6 when you have this hand?
I would keep this hand. Your goal is to stall the game enough to win it with Ashiok. Hit one of your hate cards, you're going to keep it because it is going to be very good in the matchup. And if it dies to spell, if they have a spell pierce, yeah, they had spell pierce, but there's only so much you can do.
And Captain Good does keep this hand, so we're just waiting for ACC to resolve his mull to 6.
This is a snap keep. This is a solid hand. You've got 7 mil.
Yeah.
Driven to despair. Driven to Despair, even in this case, will draw him 2 cards off of swinging on turn 3 at the absolute worst.
Yeah. You bottom what, an Overgrown Tomb? You
Yeah.
have your green, you have your black, you have... Yep.
And Driven to Despair won him games 1 and 2, so having that in hand already is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Let's see the mill. Oh, whoa.
Wait, what's the mill? It's not on stream yet. Oh, 2 amalgams and Knockamoeba.
Remember when I was talking about that? He hit the
that is what
power turn 1.
6. At 6,
on the
7,
play.
8 power. Oh.
Oh my gosh. All right, that's better than
no.
Modern Dredge does most of the. Yeah, that's better than Modern Dredge.
Okay. So
like you can tome scour into that in Modern Dredge.
So what's Captain Goo? What's Captain Goo's out? Second stone? Second stone, the 2 amalgams?
Yeah, no, he's going to be going down. He's dead. He can't win. I don't think his deck is capable of winning here. Like, okay, he drops the land and hits the he needs exactly Declaration and Stone to get out of this mess.
Yeah, he needs a deck. He needs at least 1 deck and stone, and then Oath of Kaya back to back, basically.
All right, I'll see if I can clip that.
So this is Say the Wayfinder to see what to hit.
I'm gonna try and clip this absurd hit.
So he hits a Gurnbag Angler, a Haunted Dead, and a Knockamoeba. No, 2 anglers. So that's good news for Captain Gouda.
Gosh, this has been really
so this
insane.
Is swing 8 on turn 2. Yeah, seems fair. Just this entire match. Clip it, save it.
You can fit this entire match in a clip. It's going to be over that fast.
Yeah. And he also has Driven Despair and another. Oh, he's gonna refill his hand next turn with Driven, and then a second supplier to mill more cards. And I think that's game. ACC with Sultai Dredge beats the Cat 3-1.
That was absurd. Oh man, and the Declaration Stone's on top, but yeah, that was way too late.
Yeah, he needs to draw a team. Yeah.
Any deck in the format that reasonably beats that hand, especially on the draw.
Yeah.
For those of you who are watching, this is the clip. This is fine. Dredge is fair. This is the clip. All right, that's it. That was quite the end to the match. That is not your average mill 3. Yeah, pretty sure that's.
Yeah, and we said, okay, it's a mediocre 6. You still get you get to mill your top 7.
On turn 3. He killed on turn 3.
Yeah, that is super fast.
It is Dredge, so they can do stuff like that, but that was nasty.
Yeah.
I am thoroughly surprised by how that I've, as much as I joke about that Mill 3 off of Stitcher Supplier, that's the first time I've actually seen it. So
Yeah.
so we're seeing if we are gonna get some post
Okay.
match interviews for fun. Or
So
if that
we're actually gonna Captain Good is actually gonna join us.
Right. He's on.
So
It looks like we're. Yeah. One second. We're gonna have to.
yeah, let's throw in.
We have to throw Captain to the call, and we have to mess around to get that to actually happen. We'll have this in a minute here.
Just bear with us.
Right, he'll be in a second.
Hello.
Is that the man?
Well, hello.
Like you got some background noise. So.
I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Right.
So at game 4.
That was exciting.
Yeah. I perhaps should have mulliganed more aggressively, but I thought that maybe Ashiok, guaranteed way to cast it, and then Nars had more gas. Since his unfavored matchup, I probably need to have him get off to a rather bad start. He draws where Narcomoeba, sorry, Ashiok on turn 3. You know what? I should have mulliganed on the draw.
We're on the draw. You were on the draw.
Yeah,
I actually thought you had a fine keep because I'm pretty sure because I play Espercat as well, and I also played against ACC. I think you need Dredge to stumble, and so
yeah.
for you to actually have a chance. And if you're going to, if Dredge stumbles, that's exactly where you want Ashiok.
Okay.
So
well, no, what I was thinking though, yeah. What I was thinking though is that the sort of draws where a natural Ashiok on turn 3 against Dredge really weaken them is where they go like gather the pack on turn 2, like dumb amalgams and haunted deads, but can't hit Narcomoeba. Very effective, but essentially on their turn, like on their turn after their turn 3, they'll already get power onto the board, and so I probably should have mulliganed.
Yeah, I can definitely see that line.
But yeah.
Yeah. Definitely in for a rough time.
Oh yeah.
You were incredible after that.
Honestly, I think first off, I think we have a bit of lag. Like I'm talking over you, and I'm not trying to do that. But I felt like the entire tournament that I did not have any particularly good matchups, and that the deck was not particularly good either.
Yeah.
And that for the next one, I will be either returning to some variety of creatures, or just playing Tarka Red and Dredge.
Yeah, I'm planning on playing Cat again. Deck felt really good. It started off 3-0 and then picked up losses to Mussy, who was on Esper Control and against ACC. I thought the deck was pretty dang good, but it did not pin out for me.
Is it supposed to be pronounced ACC? Because I've always said AC in my head. AC 95.
I've always said ACC. I mean,
Same here.
Or should I say ACM?
Say something going on. Also, we're apparently watching a Storm match going on right now at the same time as this interview, so people have a nice background.
Okay. Wait, is that on Untap?
Yeah, on the stream right now.
Stream. But I definitely felt I could have done better.
I mean, I think I think that's a pretty rough matchup. You're not looking to deal with something like that. If I'm going to be worried about Dredge in the future, I think I would be swapping off to Settle the Wreckage instead of Languish.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like
wasn't. Yeah, I was playing
you weren't even
Fumigate
backing.
instead of any of those because,
Yeah.
like, I got the idea from for Derpy Effelin. He played a couple matches against me, and like I figured, well, what he seemed to be playing seemed pretty interesting. So I just threw a deck of more or less the same lines, but I had none of the same numbers as anybody else.
Yeah. If you've seen my list is much closer to an Esper control shell. I cut the creatures except for Guardian, and heck, I even shaved it Saheeli.
I that's definitely something I need to do. I either need to for like the next layer, I need to bring it like into 4-color Saheeli, which can win without the cat combo, or I need to change it near to Esper control, which can also win without the cat combo, but not this sort of like awkward
half and half.
Lucky I beat down with reflector mages. Sort of
I wonder
stuff.
if there's a way for you, a way to build Saheeli where it's playing more of basically C does, where you're just trying to combo off fast. You're playing main deck Duresses, maybe Spell Pierces, and Opt to try and dig for the combo and just try and shred their hand first. But I'm not sure if that's really all that viable.
But I definitely should have focused on the control end or focused on it being a mid-range deck, not instead of it being a weird mix that does neither one well and basically wins when it lucks into the cat combo, or your opponent gets so incredibly frustrated at how poorly they perceive they are drawing and just concede despite the fact that you would not be able to win for about 15 turns. That was my round 3 against Riley, I guess. Well, nice. I don't know what they would be calling themselves now.
Definitely. So what was going through your head when you were sideboarding? Why did you bring in only Ashiok, Deck and Stone, and the extra Cletus?
That's a good point. I was looking at Kaya. Kaya is something I personally brought in when I played against ACC because I had it in my sideboard as well.
I don't have it in my sideboard.
Yeah.
Ooh, they contain prices now. Okay, so
it is in your sideboard.
It
is listed as being in your sideboard.
So looking at the sideboard, Declaration of Stone is coming in, Kalitas is coming in, Ashiok is coming in. That's guaranteed. Unmoored Eco doesn't affect anything fast enough for it to be worthwhile. It is possible that I just name prized amalgams with it. Doubtful that to bring in because it seems very slow. First off, we have far too many 3-drops. Cast Down basically does what Fatal Push does, and I didn't want what Fatal Push did, although it does kill Gurmag Anglers. But I already have, if my opponent is casting Gurmag Anglers, that's where I want them to be. I could see bringing Dress, especially on the play. Some of their.
I saw you left one in.
And I could also see Fumigate, but that's also slow and not all that effective onto deck. So I took out Fatal Push because it doesn't. Because it. Yeah.
Did you say that you didn't have Kaya in your sideboard?
No.
It looks.
I threw this together.
I'm gonna ship you your own list, and it definitely looks like you have one Kaya listed in your sideboard.
I do not have one Kaya in my sideboard, and I never had a Kaya listed in my sideboard, and I never even considered it. Moreover,
I think you might have. I'm curious what you had in your sideboard, because
how the hell did I get a Kaya in my sideboard?
I'm not sure, but I want to know what's in your sideboard on Untap now, because you might have been playing with an illegal deck.
It's a thought erasure. That should be a thought erasure. I've always had it as a thought erasure, and I have no clue how it was a Kaya.
Well, you just got
maybe a Kaya.
might have been a copying error, but yeah, looks like you've been playing with a 74 out of 75, and you kind of got lucky that nobody checked your hash.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Kaya was never in my deck. Never in my deck.
it probably accidentally made it onto the copy paste, even if it was never actually something you played with. I'm not sure. It definitely looks had a mistake there. Yeah, in the future, I ran one Kaya. It seems like it would be good against
Certainly.
Atarka and Dredge, so I was playing one, but I don't know. I do kind of want. I feel like we need something that's better at beating Dredge if we're going to keep playing Esper Cat. Because that just
I
felt.
might go back to Arc. Back to Arc though, maybe. I like that deck.
Oh, I remember you. Yeah, banned Arc though. A flashy creature deck. Anyways, I'm pretty sure wraps it up for our stream. I don't think there's much else to discuss at this point. So, any final remarks from either of you?
Gonna grumble that I've got more top 8s than literally anyone on the server, and I haven't won one of them.
I've never won myself. I've got a couple finals, but yeah, got to keep working for it.
All right. That's all. All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good night.
For sure. Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. So long, y'all.
Okay.
Great. We'll be streaming some more matches in the future. We are currently not at the moment. We'll be streaming more UOL matches in the future, and we're looking at reworking how we're doing streams in the upcoming future, as well as the rest of Untapped Media. We have a website upcoming that should be releasing. Keep looking for those, and we'll see you later.